Assalamualaikum and hi to all. Through this slide, we will present a little about where can you find bacteria. The content that we will present is first introduction, second definition of bacteria, third types of bacteria, fourth bacteria life of types of places, and the last one is uses of bacteria.
In the history of life on the Earth, bacteria have subsisted for a long period. Bacteria fossils recognized in rocks date from at least the Devonian era, which is 419.2 million to 358.9 million years before. There are convincing pieces of evidence that bacteria have been existing since the early Precambrian era, which is 3.5 billion years ago. So, how do the bacteria appear? In the late Paleoproterozoic period, about 1.8 billion years ago, oxygen emerged in the atmosphere due to the growth of cyanobacteria and made bacteria general on the Earth. Therefore, bacteria have enough time to accommodate their surroundings and produce many progeny forms. Where can we find the bacteria? The answer is bacteria are everywhere. You can find the bacteria in your hands, smartphone, towel, food, refrigerator, and etc. Even though your body also has bacteria. In addition, bacteria have a large impact on human activities. On the one hand, bacteria are the pathogen of many diseases. They can spread disease with human bodies in many ways, such as contact, digestive tract, respiratory tract, and insect bites. They are highly infectious and cause large damage to society. On the other hand, humans frequently use bacteria. For example, the production of cheese, yogurt, and fermented rice, the production of some antibiotics, and the treatment of wastewater are all related to bacteria. In this assignment, we will discuss some parts regarding the bacteria, such as definition of bacteria, types of bacteria, bacteria live or their type of places, and the applications of bacteria.
Bacteria is prokaryotic microorganism with a single-celled microbes, which is the cell structure is simpler than that of other organisms as there is no nucleus or membrane-bound organelles. Some bacteria have an extra circle of genetic material called a plasmid that contains genes that give the bacterium some advantage over other bacteria. Bacteria are powerful, complex, and they can survive in extreme conditions. Other than that, bacteria have a tough protective coating that boosts their resistance to white blood cells in the body. There are many bacteria in a human body, especially in stomach and mouth, because bacteria can found on surface and in substance such as water, soil, and food. Bacteria also live in symbiotic and parasitic relationship with plants and animals. Bacteria are usually classified as gram-positive or gram-negative based on a basic microbiological staining procedure called the Gram stain.
Bacteria are classified into 5 groups according to their basic shapes, which is spherical, rod, spiral, comma, or corkscrew. They can exist as single cells, in pairs, chains, or clusters. The 3 main bacterial shapes are coccus, bacillus, and spiral. Coccus bacteria or cocci are sphere or oval-shaped bacteria that grow in chains or clusters. They cause many bacterial infections in humans, including strep throat. However, some cocci are also helpful to humans, such as the bacteria that make up normal human skin flora. Cocci appear as single-celled coccus, pairs, diplococci, chains, streptococci, clusters of four cells, irregular clusters or large cuboid clusters, which is Sarcinae. Bacillus is Latin for stick, which describes the root-like shape of this type of bacteria. Bacteria from the genus Bacillus are primarily found in soil and water, and the most well-known example is E. coli. Like cocci, they can identify by arrangement single cells, pairs, and chains. Oval-shaped bacilli are known as Coccobacilli. Spiral-shaped bacteria are primarily found in standing water. Like Rickettsia bacteria, some types of spiral bacteria are carried by sticks. They typically appear in two main forms, which is long, rigid spirals spirilla and thin, flexible spirals spirochetes.
Bacteria has the capability to inhabit many different types of environments. They can be found living in nearly every habitat on the face of the earth, in soil, water, plants, animals, radioactive waste, deep in the earth crust, Arctic ice and glaciers, and hot springs. Millions of bacteria fill the guts of humans and other animals, as well as cover the surface of plant roots. Bacteria have been found in the deepest part of the oceans, 7 miles under the surface and as high as 40 miles into the atmosphere. Numerous species of bacteria can withstand harsh conditions, including extreme heat, cold, and saline. Aerobes or aerobic bacteria require oxygen for survival. They are present in aerated moist soil containing organic carbon sources. Meanwhile, anaerobes or anaerobic bacteria are harmed by the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic bacteria are predominant on normal skin and among the bacteria flora of mucous membranes. The major sites with a rich anaerobic normal microflora are the mouth, the gastrointestinal tract, and the female genital tract. Facultative anaerobes or facultative anaerobic bacteria can live with or without oxygen, but they grow best in the presence of oxygen. They are mostly found in soil, water, vegetation, and some normal flora of humans and animals. Mesophils or mesophilic bacteria grow at moderate temperatures between 20 degrees Celsius and 45 degrees Celsius, with an optimum growth temperature in the range of 30 degrees Celsius to 39 degrees Celsius. They are isolated in both soil and water environments. Mesophils are often found living in or on the bodies of humans or other animals. Since normal human body's temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, the majority of human pathogens are mesophils. Extremophils or extremophilic bacteria can withstand conditions considered too extreme for most life forms. Extremophils can survive where no other organism can. Extremophil bacteria can be found in several extreme marine environments such as hydrothermal vents, hot springs, salty lakes, and deep sea floors. There are many classes of extremophils which correspond to the way its environmental niche differs from mesophilic conditions. Thermophils are extremophils bacteria with optimal growth temperatures between 60 degrees Celsius to 108 degrees Celsius, isolated from a number of marine and terrestrial geothermally heated habitats, including shallow terrestrial hot springs, hydrothermal vent systems, sediment from volcanic islands, and deep-sea hydrothermal vents. Meanwhile, hypothermophils thrive in an extremely hot environment, where the optimal temperature is often above 80 degrees Celsius. Hypothermophils live in the dark region of the oceans, and the most extreme hypothermophils live on the superheated wall of deep-sea hydrothermal vents, requiring at least 90 degrees Celsius for survival. Halophils are extremophils with the ability to prosper in hypersaline conditions. They can be found in water bodies with salt concentration more than 5 times greater than that of the ocean, such as the Great Salt Lake, Owens Lake in California, evaporation ponds, and the Dead Sea. Acidophils are microorganisms that thrive under acidic conditions, usually at very low pH, which is under pH 3.0. Natural niche where acidophils can be found are volcanic areas like Yellowstone, hydrothermal sources, deep sea vents, metal mining activities like Iron Mountain and Rio Tinto, and in the stomach of animals. Alkali are a class of extremophilic bacteria capable of surviving in alkaline environments, growing optimally around a pH of 10. Alkali inhabit environments such as oceans, sea, salt lakes, and alkaline soils. Sacrophiles are extremophils that can grow in cold environments with optimal temperature for growth at about 15 degrees Celsius or lower. In nature, they are commonly found in deep ocean water or in polar regions.
Bacteria provide vital ecosystem services. They are important decomposers. They are also needed for the carbon and nitrogen cycles. There are billions of bacteria inside the human testes. They help digest food, make vitamins, and play other important roles. Humans are also use bacteria in many other ways, including creating products such as ethanol and enzymes, making drugs such as antibiotics and vaccines, making biogas such as methane, cleaning up oil spills and toxic wastes, killing plant pests, transferring normal genes to human cells in gene therapy, and fermenting foods. This is some pictures of example that show fermenting foods such as yogurt, pickles, and so on. We hope that everyone have a nice day. That's all from us and thank you.